Hello, Debjani ma'am. Thank you for agreeing to do this interview with us. This interview is a part of the campaign Rocket Didi, launched by our team Binary Bolts, where we aspire to increase women involvement and interest in the STEM fields. We are from Aditya Birla World Academy, which is a leading international school, and are a part of the FIRST Robotics Competition. With a bachelor's degree in political science and an MBA degree in marketing, Ms. Debjani is the fifth president of the National Association of Software and Service Companies, or NASSCOM. She is also the first woman leading the company since its inception in 1988. Ms. Debjani is an established name in the Indian technology industry. She is also responsible for the Think Digital, Think India ideology, which aims to create and develop India as a primary hub for technology and innovation. She is also a firm believer of the vast impact technology has and will have on India as well as the world. She has also been decorated with numerous accolades and honors. Miss Debjani Ghosh is truly an inspiration to the women pioneers of tomorrow. Now, without further ado, we will begin the interview.
So I firstly must say this is like a true honor to have you here, ma'am, with us. And so shall we begin the conversation?
Absolutely, Sanjay, and I'm so happy we could do it, and I'm really looking forward to the chat. And before we do that, I have to say congratulations to you, Rishne, and the entire team who has taken on this very ambitious goal of bringing more women into STEM. It's fantastic that young people like you are not just thinking about the problem, but you all have decided to do something about it. So, my congratulations.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So let's proceed with the conversation. So firstly, why do you think it is important for women to be in the STEM field?
Simple, to be relevant, to be employable, to make a difference. See, the world is going hyper digital. In fact, it already is. And it doesn't matter whether you decide to become an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer or an architect, you will have to master technology to be good at your job, because technology is cutting across every single vertical out there. Technology is disrupting gone are the days when we used to think of IT as a vertical and then everything else was non-IT. Today, everything is a technology vertical, whether it's healthcare, whether it's education. And therefore, if you look at it, in order for youth to be employable, to find good jobs, to grow in their careers, a sound understanding or a strong foundation in technology is an absolute must. Yes. So if you want a career, if you want to be relevant in your career in the professional world, and if you want to make a change, I think STEM is the way to go.
Thank you so much. That was great. So, so continuing off with that, what were some of the challenges that you faced in the field of STEM?
I loved maths and I loved science from childhood. Ever since I can remember, I was fascinated with maths, and I'm a very data person. So if you give me a lot of concepts, I will struggle. But if you give me data, I can make sense of it very quickly. So I absolutely, I won't say it was a challenge for me. I just wanted to do more in that space. But I took a very, some people, given how much I loved science and maths, everyone was very surprised when I decided I would go in for economics and pol science and not pursue engineering or pursue science. Everyone had expected me to do that. And at that time, the thinking I had was very sketchy, and honestly, it was just a gut feel. But today, I'm so glad that I took that decision. The thinking that I had was, I mean, I had a very strong basics in science and maths, but I felt that I would be able to do much more if I married it with economics, which was again a very favorite topic of mine. I would be able to do much more. And I think that multidisciplinary approach is something that is so important in today's education. It's what really helps you grow capabilities. So I don't know if it was a challenge or not, but I think just navigating through all of this, going with my gut feel versus the usual advice of, if you like science and maths, you must become an engineer or a doctor, which I didn't do. But sticking to my what my passion was, I think that's what helped.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's cool. I might even think about more careers now. So, well, in your opinion, what do you think is the most important skill that one needs to have in the field of STEM?
You'll be surprised by my answer, I'm quite sure. But the most important skill one needs to have in the field of strength is the art of storytelling, the art of communication. Uh, Science and maths can help you solve big problems, but you have to be able to communicate the benefits, what you are doing with it. The problem that we've had in the past is our mostly engineers refuse to talk. And today that doesn't work anymore. In fact, one of the biggest expectations from today's hottest field, which is data science, is that data scientists have to be brilliant storytellers. Because unless you're able to tell the story, it's meaningless. So the most important skill for you to have today in STEM is to learn the fine art of storytelling and communication.
Oh, okay. So I guess I need to master communication then. Now, new way to go. Okay. So, wow. Okay, this is a good one. So, could you narrate an initiative in which NASSCOM ensured that equal opportunities were provided to increase the number of women in this field?
Everything we do, we ensure that equal opportunities are provided. It can't be one initiative. We have to move away from thinking of it as one initiative. We have to build this into the design of every single initiative and every single program. Um, it has to be about equal opportunities, I'm sure, because otherwise, even if one barrier, one door exists, it completely takes us back 1,000 steps. So we have to ensure that we break away those barriers and those doors and those biases in every single thing we do. It has to be like a practice. But one of the initiatives that I am very proud of is something we call Women Wizards Rule Tech, W Square RD, which we launched around a year back, or maybe a little more than that, to work with companies to identify their top potential women talent and ensure that they were not left behind in this entire uh, race to building deep tech skills, about data analytics, AI, robotics, etc., etc. So we have been working with a lot of companies and to train women, and it's a very in-depth, intensive training that happens to ensure that women have as good deep tech skills as men. And we have roughly trained over 2,000 women so far. And I'm really proud of the work that the team has done on that.
Okay. So, accordingly, what kind of principles that you recommend that we need to have to pursue the field of STEM?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
So, what kind of principles would you recommend that we need to have to pursue the field of STEM?
What kind of principles? I think the first thing is you have to have a trainable mindset, because whatever you learn today will become irrelevant or will change drastically tomorrow. And that's the norm. There is no finishing post to learning. By the time you finish school, whatever you've learned in school is not going to be that relevant as you get into college or university. And by the time you finish university, whatever you've learned in university, unfortunately, is not going to be that relevant when you start work. So you have to have a very, what I call, adaptable mindset, trainable mindset, and you have to really love learning, because that's the only way you can stay ahead. There is no other option. So I think the first principle for me is, um, make learning your biggest strength. I think that's going to be very important. The second one for me is problem solving. See, science and technology, and I think COVID last year, the pandemic, really showed us the real power of technology. Or when global scientists used artificial intelligence in the development of the vaccine. If technology had not been there, it would have taken us years and years to do the work that was done in 1 year, right? That's the power of technology. And I think we have to figure out more and more, how do we use technology to solve some of the big problems facing us, like climate change, energy, scarcity, water scarcity, etc., etc. So that whole mindset of solving problems is extremely important in the field of STEM. And last but not the least is collaboration. If when you're working in technology, in the field of science and technology, collaboration and co-creation are the new norms. It's not about doing your own thing, because that's never going to be enough. You have to learn how to collaborate globally. And I think that is another extremely important skill. So I would identify those three, continuous learning, problem solving mindset, collaboration, and if I can add a fourth one, I would reinforce communication and storytelling. I think those four have to become the key principles that guide you through for success.
Okay, now we need to learn all of these four principles quickly. So if you could send one message out there to women, what would it be?
You have no reason to be left behind. There is no good enough reason out there for you to think that you should be left behind, or you could be left behind. We have everything that it takes to be equal in every single way. We have the hands, we have the feet, we have the brain, we have the eyes, we have the ears. There is nothing lacking other than confidence and belief that we can do it. So the one thing I want every single young girl to really focus on is in believing that she is the best and she can be the best. And there is absolutely no good reason out there for her to believe that she should take or play second fiddle. Just no good reason out there.
I see. Well, okay, so this was really insightful, and I'm sure you've already inspired a lot of women out there to pursue the field of STEM and excel in all the other fields. So thank you so much for taking out your time and doing this interview with us. It has been really great talking to you.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Been
you.
lovely talking to you. And all the best. Thank you, Rishne. All the best.
Thank you.